only people who've read the books way too many times, hello, might pick that up. But in addition to all of that, we do have other narratives weaving in. So for example, Francesca has her own storyline, and Francesca has created lots of controversy because they have modernized Francesca's character and decided to weave in modern love stories with this one. But her love story, like her romance novel, I mean, begins with tragedy. So like hers is about being a widow and finding love after grief. But for that to happen, we have to meet who her loved one was, and so we get to meet John. I was very excited to get to meet John because in the books he's barely 2 pages of existence before the poor dear has crossed over and like seen the light, and it was really nice and touching to breathe life into him. So that was fun. But the controversy comes in with the end of season 3, where you meet this important character who shows up in her book, and that is John's cousin, who they've gender flipped. So in the book, his name is Michael, he's a man, he's John's cousin, and they bond over their mixed and shared grief over losing John, alas, the poor dear, and that is part of how they come together. But the way they've done it in the show, besides gender flipping, is the response that Francesca has had to the new Michaela, whom I love, by the way. I was fine with it. Like, I was not bothered. But I also did not have attachments to her book. So there needs to be a few acknowledgments here. One, the controversy that a lot of fans are unhappy about, once you acknowledge the gender flip was a huge shock for some people, was also that in the books, Francesca truly did love John with all of her heart and soul and all of her being. And the only reason that she decides to remarry is because she wants to have a family and to have children, and so she's struggling with fertility in the books. Now, in the show, there was this talk about the difference between quiet romance and not everything has to be bells and whistles and being thunderstruck. And then at the end, when Michaela is introduced and has her one line, which actually perfectly, she is the essence of Michael. She just is, like, love her. But they gave that reaction to Francesca, where she's thunderstruck, she can't speak her name, and a lot of fans feel like that invalidates the love that she has for John, especially when you consider there's this moment where they share their marital kiss, and she's not head over heels for it. I don't know about you, but I actually found that very realistic. Not every first kiss is roses in the wind, and that's okay.